In a recent live stream, Gypsy Rose Blanchard once again found herself at the center of controversy, not because of what she said, but because of how much it revealed. Ostensibly just another update from a new mom navigating life after prison, the live session quickly turned into an unintentional expose that pulled back the curtain on Gypsy's curated image and what lies behind it. A telling start: birth control and bubble baths. The live began with Gypsy fielding a bizarre but frequent question from her viewers: "Are you pregnant?" Her quick denial came with an explanation: she has an IUD, specifically the Kalina. This was one of many mundane overshares sprinkled throughout the video, creating a sense of raw honesty. But what followed soon revealed a different kind of truth, one Gypsy didn't seem to recognize she was exposing. The missed moment, when empathy becomes performance. During the stream, a viewer bravely shared that they were a survivor of Munchausen by proxy, MBP, a deeply traumatic form of abuse. For someone like Gypsy, who's become a self-styled advocate for MBP awareness, this was a chance to connect, to comfort, to uplift. But Gypsy's response was flat, robotic even: "I am proud of you, sending good vibes." She then pivoted immediately back to thanking other viewers for gifts, without missing a beat. It was less of a heartfelt exchange and more like reading from a script, one she's performed too often to remember the lines. This moment crystallized the growing discomfort around Gypsy's public persona. She claims to be a symbol for survivors, yet when faced with a real survivor, she showed no curiosity, compassion, or connection. Instead, it came off as performative at best and exploitative at worst. The identity crisis: survivor or storyteller? It gets more complicated when you consider that Dee Blanchard, Gypsy's mother, was never formally diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy. The entire narrative was constructed posthumously, driven largely by media interpretations. Meanwhile, medical records and interviews suggest Gypsy was an active participant in the deception, lying to doctors, voluntarily using a wheelchair, and manipulating situations to maintain the charade. This contradicts the victimhood she continues to monetize. While real MBP survivors often endure medical mutilation, poisoning, and years of gaslighting, Gypsy's story exists in a grey area, one where manipulation, not abuse, may have been the central theme. That doesn't make her experience easy, but it does complicate her claim to the survivor spotlight. Joking about prison and weight loss. When asked about her weight loss journey, Gypsy responded with astonishing flippancy. She joked that others should go to prison, get fat, come out, get skinny. Yes, she really said that. This isn't just a tasteless punchline, it's a deeply inappropriate reframing of a very serious crime. Gypsy went to prison for conspiring to murder her mother. To now reduce that experience to a detox program is disturbing. It trivializes the very real consequences of her actions and reveals a startling detachment from accountability. Dark humor has its place, but this wasn't it. Instead of showing remorse or reflecting on her incarceration, Gypsy made light of it, stripping it of weight and consequence, turning tragedy into content. The career: monetizing murder. When asked how she supports herself, Gypsy replied that she is a social media personality, citing her reality TV show, 2 books, and her online presence as her primary forms of income. But let's be honest, none of these opportunities would exist if she hadn't been involved in a murder. She's not thriving because of talent or professional skills, she's profiting off morbid curiosity. Each book, show, and live stream is rooted in the public's obsession with the shocking details of her crime. It's not a traditional career, it's the commodification of a corpse, a courtroom, and a culture that can't look away. And yet, when asked what happens when public interest fades, she vaguely mentioned maybe getting a 9-to-5 job someday. But not yet. For now, she's clinging to her platform, and to the sympathy it brings. The mom life contradiction. Throughout the live, Gypsy painted a picture of total exhaustion. No time to shower, read, or take a bubble bath. She lamented her long toenails and her chaotic household. But this directly contradicted the very fact that she was live, talking to hundreds of viewers while her baby slept. She said she had no time for herself, but chose to spend her free time online, not resting, not recovering. Her own actions revealed that it wasn't about time, it was about priority. She's not too busy, she's just addicted to the attention. Selective struggles. Convenient narratives. The biggest revelation wasn't in what Gypsy said, it was in how her words betrayed her image. She claims to be overworked, but is always online. She claims to be an advocate, but shows no empathy. She claims to be a survivor, but never confronts the contradictions in her own story. Every live stream chips away at the narrative she's so carefully built. And in this one, perhaps more than ever, Gypsy exposed the uncomfortable truth that her identity as a victim, influencer, and mom is a house of cards built on carefully curated contradictions. The tragedy of her story may have ended in a courtroom, but the exploitation of it is far from over.